Welcome to DoorsTheory. In today's video, we're breaking down the brand new Foundation release date trailer, and I gotta say, this one's huge. It's finally confirmed. The game is dropping on April 5th. And with this trailer, there's so much to talk about. Rooms we've never seen before, new infected entities, and just so much atmosphere that shows how much effort has been put into this. So let's get into all of it. First off, Room 113. This number isn't random. If you've followed a lot of Doors fanmades, you might have noticed that 113 is used a lot in trailers. That's because it's considered unlucky by some of the developers, and they've even hinted at entities spawning in this room specifically. In the trailer, we spawn into a room that feels very office-like. You've got item lockers, hiding spots, an office desk, computer, chair, and even a radio. Nothing too insane happens here, but the layout is clean and eerie, and it definitely sets a tone. On the ceiling, we can also see the old metal gates from Doors 1, but they're not fully closed. Maybe this means there's a second ceiling above, or it's showing how the old and new games are kinda connected in lore. Now, this room wasn't just revealed in this trailer. It was actually teased earlier in the Name Games Discord server, and they gave us a shot of the room ahead of time. What's interesting is if you pause at room 112, you can actually spot another room on the side. It's hard to make out what's in there, but it's definitely a little teaser. Then the lights flicker. And when we get into room 113, things start to get a little creepy. We see blocked off doors, sealed by the mold, the same one we saw in the mold rooms. And on that mold, there's some weird red and green dots. No clue what they are, maybe signs of infection or corruption. Also, behind those classic metal gates, we can see pipes running through the floor. Light green, dark green, red, and yellow ones. I don't know if that's directly related to lore, but they're there, and it's something to think about. What's also cool is that room 113 is way bigger than most rooms we've seen. But since these rooms are randomly generated, it won't always look the same when we play it. Now here's where it kicks off. We hear two loud bangs. Yep, that's the fourth time we've heard this in teasers, and then suddenly Ram bursts in and slams the door down. Ram just rushes through and grabs anyone in the way. So if you hear those two bangs, move to the side immediately. And if the room's too tight, just hide in a locker. I think this is definitely an instant death. I doubt it just takes half your health. It'd be weird if it didn't kill you instantly. Right after, the player hides in a locker as lights flicker. And that's when we see another open office-type room. But wait, this one's familiar. It's got the two beds and vines hanging down, the exact same room from the teaser trailer. This moment is such a good connection back to what we've already seen. There's even a locker right in front of the player, but instead of hiding, they just stare. Probably just done for cinematic reasons, but yeah, in actual gameplay, I'd definitely be hiding. Then comes Rush, and our screen distorts and it goes black. Then, absolute peak moment of the trailer. We're suddenly running up a staircase with alarms blaring. I think this is the same prison staircase from Sneak Peek 7. Once we hit the top, we turn and there's a vertical lift gate. Probably, once we get through, it slams shut behind us, locking out Watcher. And this is the moment we get handed the tablet. The one we need to track our lever progress around room 150. Super clean moment, and those alarms really just make the whole thing feel urgent. Then it cuts to Watcher holding one of our teammates, and we don't get to see what happens, but I'm guessing he slams us down hard. I don't think he eats us, because of that thing wrapped around his head. So yeah, that's my theory. He just crushes or throws us. After that, we get this shot of Watcher's hook arm grabbing onto a wall. This could just be trailer animation, but it might also be a legit in-game animation that we'll see during encounters. Then we jump to the mold rooms, and this is where it gets interesting. We see Screech, but not normal Screech. This version is infected by the mold, and you can just tell by how he looks. My theory is that any entity inside the mold rooms gets infected. And this kind of proves itself, because right after Screech attacks, we see Stare in the background, also infected. It's the first time we really see Stare in a trailer outside of Dreamy's old teaser, and it lines up perfectly. So yeah, infected entities are definitely going to be a thing, and that's terrifying. Next up, we pick up an oxygen tank, and I've talked about this before. Looks like we might have a limited oxygen system, and these tanks refill that meter. We don't know how much they'll give us, but it's a super cool mechanic that just makes everything more intense. Then we get to room 123, and Ram shows up again, but he's infected now. Same deal as Screech. He grabs us and drags us across the mold-covered ground. It cuts before anything happens, but I'm guessing we crash into something and die. Either way, awesome to see Ram infected too. Next up is Overseer's room. We don't see Overseer directly, but we see his light and two teammates hiding behind shelves and boxes. Maybe the light is dangerous because it burns you or blinds you. I'm not sure, but it definitely adds suspense. After that, there's this bridge room, probably part of the Overseer sequence. The bridge design matches the semicircle one we've seen before, and this area might be the safe zone just out of Overseer's range. Then comes a really hype moment. We're sprinting in a room, and Curious Light helps us by knocking down a jammed door. Nice move by Curious Light. This has to be Seek Chase 2, because we usually have Guiding Light in the first chase, then Curious takes over from room 150 onwards. There's even a badge that confirms Curious appears later in the game. Without him here, we'd literally die. Then we see a quick locker moment in room 109. Not too much to say there. After that though, we're in an elevator, and this one is weird. It's not the start elevator because it's going up slowly, and it's not rushing like the normal one. So maybe it's mid-game, like an elevator that takes us to a new part of the facility. Possibly above room 150? It's not totally clear, but I think this isn't just a cutscene. It's gameplay. Now, crazy part. Watcher is in Overseer's room. He pushes a shelf into the void, and there's this hole, the same one from the official trailer. This might be a second encounter with Watcher, where we think we're safe, but he shows up again. Super cool idea if that's the case. And finally, the last clip. April 5th, confirmed. And we're in this strange outdoor area. It's raining. There's a vertical lift gate outside. Pretty weird. We also see two vents beside it, 3 lights on top, trees, brick arches, and lampposts. Also an item closet where the shears might be, or maybe it's just a closet. It's not super clear, but it adds to the mystery. And that wraps up the trailer. So yeah, April 5th, the foundation is dropping for it and we'll finally be able to play it. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the trailer. There's so much to talk about. And once the game is out, you already know there's going to be theories, lore videos, and all the breakdowns. I'll be going live on both YouTube and Twitch when it drops, so if you want to check that out, my Twitch is in the description. I might not beat it first try, but I'm going to try. Also, I won't be uploading again until the game releases. Then once it's out, I'll be updating all my entity explanation videos too. So don't worry, there's a lot coming soon. Thanks for watching DoorsTheory, and I'll see you guys April 5th. Stay safe.